Now listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Excuse me, Professor Jones. I was wondering whether I could talk with you for a minute. If you're busy now, though.
Sure, Ann. What's up?
Well, I've been working on my research project. I'm doing it on decaffeinated beverages.
Oh, I remember. That's going to be interesting. How's it going?
Good. I've got all the data, but the report's turning out to be fairly short. It took such a long time to do the research, I thought I'd have a lot more to write about.
Well, how long will it be, do you think?
Probably 5 or 6 pages, and that includes a couple of pages with charts in them.
That sounds about right.
It does?
Yes. Oh, of course, it depends on what you included in the 5 pages. The issue here is whether the research design was well thought out and whether you have all the information in your report that you need to explain what you did, the approach, and the results that you found.
Okay. I have a short introduction, just a few paragraphs, really. So that's about caffeine. And then I talk about the benefits of decaffeination and several ways to do that.
Uh-huh. What else?
Well, I explain my research design, and that's sort of a problem, too, because I'm not sure whether to make this sound like a book, you know, the way the studies are explained in our textbook, or whether I should just write it up as clearly as I can so that anyone would understand what I did.
I'd go for that option. In fact, why don't you ask a few friends to read it before you turn it in? If your friends get it, that's a good indication that you've explained it well. But if they have a lot of questions, then maybe you need to do some rewriting. And Anne, it's even better if your friends aren't chemistry majors like you are.
Well, I would never have thought of that.
Then I'm glad I suggested it. By the way, did you include references at the end of your study?
Just 2. That's all I used.
Okay, good. Just as long as you cite the references you used.
Well, thanks. This is the first time I've ever done my own research. It was hard because I didn't have any experience, but it was fun, too. I was thinking about trying to get a part-time job as a lab assistant next year.
I think you'd be a good candidate. In fact, why don't you write up a draft of that report, and I'll look it over for you before you hand in the final copy.
That would be perfect. I could bring it in on Monday, since that's when you have your usual office hours. Would that be okay?
Yes, but that'd only give you 1 day before the report's due.
Oh, right.
Okay, then, why don't you bring it to class on Friday?
It'd be great.
And Anne, if you're really serious about that lab assistant position, I can give you some information about that when I see you.
Oh, I can't thank you enough.
Not at all, Anne. You've got a lot going for you. I'm glad to help.